Hi everyone! Today I'm driving a 2024 BMW 440i with all-wheel drive, and I have to admit to something. When I first picked up the car, I thought to myself, crap, why did they give me a 4-cylinder? Because I didn't look at the badge and it felt pretty slow off the bat. Then I realized that the convertible is actually half a second slower to 60 compared to the coupe, and you can definitely feel it. It's because of the extra weight that's added to the car to reinforce the car and make the roof go up and down. But that's the price to pay. 0 to 60 in this car, about 5 seconds, and I have to say, you feel every single bit of it. Also, you don't necessarily get to enjoy the amazingly awesome B58, which everyone is raving about, because again, the added weight is kind of killing the fun. However, once you start driving it, especially on twisties like I'm on today, you realize that it's still a BMW. It's still pretty good looking. And yeah, I know looks are very subjective, but I still don't like the way the car looks from the front. I just cannot get over the grille. I don't like the way it looks from the back because I feel like the lights are not aggressive enough, and don't even get me started on the fake vents. But from the side, it doesn't look too bad. Yes, it needs to be lowered a little bit, and maybe the tires should be a bit chunkier. But aside from that, it looks pretty good. But it looks even better when you lower the roof. And to do that, it takes about 15 to 20 seconds. You press this little lever here. First, the windows drop, then the back opens up, transformer style, and everything gets retracted back into the cavity. And check this out. Once everything closes, this reveals a pretty cool looking drop top. And if you wonder how this affects the trunk space, well, check this out. You have this plastic here where obviously the roof mechanism is folded, so you have very limited trunk space in this car. Still sizable enough to fit a set of golf clubs if that's your thing. And while that B58 is kind of a slouch below 2,500 RPM, once you get it onto some sort of a straightaway, it really comes alive. Yeah, it's fast. It's fast. It's not as fast as an M car. It's definitely not as fast as my M5. And driving this car really makes me appreciate my M5 even more. But it's quick enough. It's quick enough for most of the people to have fun in whatever it is that they're doing in this car. To me, I don't know. I would regret not getting the full M experience that you can get. You can get this car as an M4 convertible, which, if convertible is your thing, that's what I would go for. But quite honestly, would you really go for this, or would you go for something else? Because this car, as tested, is $76,000. For $76,000, you can get a lot more car for the money when you go with other brands. I'm looking at used Boxster S all day over this, absolutely. But you don't get the same tech with the Porsche. BMW still has the superior technology. So the door is pretty wide, and once you open the door, it also opens up very wide. You can see how beautiful the seats are. Unfortunately, the side bolsters are not adjustable, unlike on all M cars. You can see the digital dash. To me, it still looks like it's an afterthought because, see, this is the outline of the old dash where the old screen used to be. Now they decided to put a plate in front of it, rest it on this tiny leg, and call it a day. But the technology that's integrated into the screen works absolutely amazing. I also do not miss the physical buttons. I thought I would, but I don't, because the climate menu, it is pretty easy to adjust. You've got these big buttons, everything is clearly labeled, and it's very responsive. So if you're worried about the lack of physical buttons affecting your driving enjoyment, I wouldn't worry about it, because you get used to it in a couple of minutes. And it really cleans up this area down here. Area that now is taken by this cool cubby that kind of, when it slides, it opens up and it goes, sort of slides backwards. Pretty cool. You've got the 2 cup holders here and a wireless charging tray. This, I like the way that it's not glossy black, except this part, but this is not glossy black, so you're not getting any reflections. The buttons do feel a little cheap. Here we've got the elbow rest, which is pretty deep, and then in the back when you open the back, you could see how little room you have for adults. So this space is pretty much designated for smaller people. Can you have fun in a convertible B58? Absolutely. The 8-speed, as you know, is an absolutely amazing transmission, and with the added all-wheel drive, you have a lot of confidence. Yes, the car is very floaty on the twisties. You could feel it. Not only is the suspension soft, but the whole car is actually twitching. Yes, I know they reinforced it for the convertible when they built it, but you can still feel that it's not as stiff as a proper coupe or a proper comparable sedan. Does it matter for daily driving? Absolutely not. Woo! Woo! All right. Came in a little too hot there. Left foot on the brake. Seriously, how can you not love the open roof experience? I'm getting to this age now where I'm sort of appreciating more of a driving experience than the power and everything else. So this car kind of is starting to work for me. I think I am going to have to own a convertible one of these days, maybe sometime soon, because look, open roof, your hair flowing, sun up, it's just awesome. Maybe not a great daily, but for a fun weekend car, something like that, why not? All right, let's do one more acceleration run. Yeah, not as violent as the M5, but still does the trick. The visibility is great. Well, let's hold off. To be completely honest, the visibility is not that great when you look that way. So the C-pillar is actually quite horrible when it comes to looking back. So when you're switching lanes or when you're trying to park, it's quite difficult to see from that side because that whole area out there is completely blocked. Yes, you do have big mirrors which can help you make sure there's nothing in the lane, but even the mirrors are not big enough to accommodate for that massive blind spot. And now when you're back on the twisties, if you don't want to rev up the engine, it has a pretty nice growl, especially when you put it in Sport Plus. The exhaust valves open up. It's got a bit of a backfire, a little bit of a burble thing going for it. You don't have to go all crazy on a car like this. As a matter of fact, I feel like most people that drive this car will probably just mellow drive it. And when you do mellow drive it, you're not going to be fast because, as I mentioned, the twin scroll in this one has to work really, really hard to push the weight. But you're going to get some cool burbles on the low end, which is actually quite nice and quite refined. If you're considering yourself an enthusiast and are itching for a convertible, I say go for it, because there's nothing wrong with an enthusiast driving a convertible. Yes, it's not going to be as stiff as a regular coupe counterpart, but you will still have fun. See? And when you really push it, by the way, the back will step out. I like it. So, let me know what you think of convertibles in general, what you think of this car. Would you do this, or would you go for the 4-cylinder? I have to say, if I were to get a BMW convertible, I would probably opt for the 4-cylinder Z4. Many years ago, I did a video review of a Z4 that I drove with the 4-cylinder. I thought it had plenty of power. It was a lot of fun, but it was more of a special convertible experience because it was a 2-seater that just seemed a lot more purpose built and a lot more fun. In these seats, quite frankly, you can't fit people there unless people have very short legs. So do you really need a 4-door convertible? Might as well stick to a 2-seater. But anyways, that's it in this quick video. Curious to hear what you have to say. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. This guy interrupting me my filming. What's up? Hold on, I gotta press pause.